Hello, welcome back to the channel. So as you can see in front of us, I've got some commands and colours boxes, and what I'm going to do is a bit of a deep dive into these games. So they're tabletop board games generally using blocks instead of miniatures or counters. I think it's one of the things that's really interesting is if you use the term wargaming in America, it tends to refer more to board game style games, whereas if you talk about wargaming in Europe, certainly it tends to be about miniatures. So this is by GMT Games. I believe there's different companies that have different licenses for it. These are by GMT Games, which is an American company. So I will forgive the little faux pas, which I think they changed in different editions. It says France versus England. Of course, it should be France versus Britain and Allies. So, what are these games? They are, and I'm going to do some with unboxing, setting up the boards and looking at what you're getting in. But if we flip them over, they are really heavy. It's got wooden blocks in, which I'll show you in a wee bit. So, it's a hex game based around obviously ancients or Napoleonics. I think there's like a medieval setting and there's some science fiction and fantasy settings. There's even an American Civil War setting as well. I say setting, obviously historical period, not setting. And at its most basic, you're going to have the board set up. You're going to have blocks representing your armies on the board, and you're going to be playing cards, which acts as your command and control for those cards. And each turn, you're going to play the cards and draw different cards to replace them. It is a really simple system. Now, if we're looking at the back of the box here, it says age 14 years and up, 2 players, playing time 1 hour, medium complexity. I would actually start challenging a bit of that. Certainly, I've played this with my daughters when they were 8 or 9, and they kicked my ass, if I must say. 2 players, I think I do a lot of solo gaming. You could play this two-handed. So what does that mean in solo gaming? That means you basically have a turn, then swap over to your other person and use your best stratagems available to what that other person would be. It certainly doesn't have a programmed AI. I think games like this probably do benefit from having an opponent who can think outside the box, but you could play it two-handed. I don't think there is any programmed AI for it. Playing time 1 hour per battle. Yeah, I've played this both with my daughters and with my more casual gamer friends. We've got that in as well. Complexity level. Maybe it's because I'm a war gamer. Maybe it's because I do a lot of this. I actually find this a fairly low complexity. But I'll talk about that when we talk about the rules and deep dive into it. So what you do get with these games is these are your basic starter boxes. And as you can see here, for example, Rome versus Carthage, France versus Britain and Allies, and you've basically got the armies in the box which will do what it says. You've got the entire French army that you need. You can buy supplements for it which will add in extra nationalities, so the Prussia or Spain, Russia for example, and they'll provide different coloured blocks. So at the moment in this one, French blocks are blue, British blocks are red, Portuguese blocks are brown. But I think when you buy the supplements, I think Russia's obviously green, Austria's white, and you will affix stickers to the blocks. And the same with Ancients, there's a load of expansions you can get. Now, this one, for the 150th anniversary of the American Civil War, this uses some basic miniatures just instead of the blocks, but they kind of work the same. And as you see here, this is Avalon Hill Wizards, of course, and Hasbro produced rather than GMT Games. I actually really prefer the blocks, and by the time you get the stickers on, the blocks come up really well. But anyway, that's a wee introduction to Command and Colours, what you can expect to see, and I look forward to chatting to you tomorrow. Obviously, as I've been talking, the sun's come out and cast shadows all over the table. Hopefully that doesn't interfere too much with your video watching. It's autumn in Scotland. It's either raining so heavy that I can hardly hear what I'm saying because of all the thunder and rain in the conservatory, or the light is changing constantly. I would say I don't like it, but I love living in Scotland on the west coast. Everything's so changeable. But anyway, that is my quick introduction to Command and Colours. And like I say, I'll be getting out each one, showing off the rules, talking about how they make it themed towards the setting, and also talking about some of the pros and cons of the game. Because certainly I've got lots of opinions and thoughts on it. And I look forward to hearing some of yours as well. So I hope you're having a great time doing whatever hobby stuff you're doing at the moment, and I look forward to chatting to you in the future. So that's goodbye for now.